We just got wrapped up with UFC 326, Oliveira versus Holloway. Here are my thoughts. Here are a little bit of the takeaways from the event. Let's get into it. Now, first we're gonna go over the main event. Oliveira versus Holloway. That was dominance from Oliveira. A lot of people are saying that this wasn't a BMI fight. I agree. Yes, I do think that a BMI fight is more of just a stand and bang type of fight. Of course, you want to show all aspects of MMA. Yes, but when it's all taking place on the ground and we're calling this BMF, no, it isn't really. If this was a fight that didn't have the BMF title, everyone would be talking about how Oliveira just absolutely, you know, demolished Holloway because he did. He took away everything from Holloway. He landed great shots in the striking realm and landed great shots in the grappling, but a lot of it was just uneventful in a way. After the first round, it felt uneventful, the whole fight. And then for the last 5 seconds, we got to see a bit of a stand and bang, as we normally see from Holloway, the pointing through the ground. Both guys landed a pretty good shot on each other, with Holloway getting the last blow. But overall, this was a 50-44 by Oliveira, and this was a very dominant one. I just don't find that this was a BMF fight, if you feel me. Moving on, Kyle Barral versus Renier de Ritter. Renier de Ritter. I need to know who this guy's striking coach is, at least. Like, well, okay, no, not like that. Just he doesn't really have good striking. He doesn't, and he got exposed for it once again. I think he's really got to work on that outside of the octagon, because a lot of the guys in his division have good striking. That's what middleweight's known for. They have very technical strikers, or even just wild strikers. But even the wild strikers, they hit hard as hell. And Renier de Ritter, the way he's getting caught, it's not a good look for him in this division. And if he's only going to be relying on his grappling, that's not a good thing, because a lot of guys can mix it up. Kyle Barral is one of those guys, and he showed him levels tonight, getting himself a 30-27. Outside of that fight, we got Raul Rosas Jr. absolutely dominating Rob Font with his grappling. Didn't do much. Again, a very uneventful fight. It was just control time and nothing really established in the striking realm. This was a one-sided fight, but a very boring fight, so I'm not going to go over it much. Drew Dober knocks out Michael Johnson. It was tweeted out right before that Michael Johnson had his kid hostage. There's a tweet circulating, and this is true, that he had his kid hostage or something, and that's why he's gonna lose in the second round by TKO. Like, someone put this out, which I kind of find wild. I hope this is very inaccurate. Really, I hope this is just a lie. But if so, then that's wild. But I really don't think it would be true. It could be just a wild coincidence, because a lot of people have just been staring at lines lately, and if a line moves even the slightest bit, they're gonna think it's rigged. I don't think it was rigged. Other than that, White House card announced. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. Topuria Gaethje as the main event. You could tell that fights fell through for this card. John Jones versus Alex Pereira. I'm 100% sure that was a fight that they were planning on. Ariel Wani said that they just couldn't agree to a number, but that was not the fight that fell through yesterday. So I'm curious, what fight were they talking about for yesterday? Could it have been Conor McGregor? Who could it have been? Because Topuria versus Gaethje, it seems like they were just set on it, which I still don't get, because the American doesn't have a great chance of winning, and it's on American soil, and it's the last fight that's going to be on that card. I don't know if it's the best thing to do that. Um, but yeah, I can't think of what fight would have been there, would have also been there. I'm into Zahabi versus Sean O'Malley. It's, your typical Canada versus America. It's a tough fight for Iman. I really hope he does win, because obviously I'm from Montreal. I think he does present a skill set, a very good offensive pressure. And Sean O'Malley lately, he's been very low output. So Iman, if he could put it on him and keep that pace up, and really just avoid those moments that Sean O'Malley has in the fights, Hyman does have a good chance of winning. You know, people are gonna count him out completely, which I don't understand. Have you watched him fight as of late? He's been fighting great. So yeah, I do think Imam Zahabi does present a threat that people are just overlooking in this fight, and I can't wait for it. But here's my problem. I have no problem with Carl Dawkins, but he shouldn't be on the White House card versus Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel also shouldn't be on the White House card. They they were and it's an okay fight. Don't get me wrong, but when you're presenting this card as this legendary card, you're never gonna see anything like it. And then you put Dawkins versus Bo Nickel, who are not even in the top 15 at middleweight. What are you doing? And then you have the opener as Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I'm I love that fight, but why do we have Bo Nickel and Dawkins like after it? What are we doing? Then Michael Chandler versus Mauricio Ruffy. Michael Chandler deserves this White House card appearance. Seriously, they've done him wrong as of late. You know, not the UFC even doing him wrong. Just Conor McGregor. Just them not ever having their fight. I feel bad for the guy because the guy clearly wants to fight, and now he's getting his fight. But it's versus Mauricio Ruffy, who is basically like a young McGregor kind of style. I'm not comparing them because obviously McGregor's prime was very elite. Mauricio Ruffy, we have yet to seen something of obviously McGregor-like talent and success more overall. But it's an interesting fight. I'm edging it to Ruffy personally because I think Ruffy's had some pretty good performances as of recent, but Chandler definitely has some pretty good grappling that he could implement versus Ruffy. And as long as he fights more strategically and not dumb like he normally does, and I hate to call him dumb, but he doesn't fight with the best strategic mind, I would say, if that's the best word for it. But yeah, this White House card is it's good. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. I really thought they were gonna announce some real killer fights, some real killer fights. Apart from the main and co-main, and even the co-main, it bothers me because yes, Tom Aspinall, you shouldn't be stripping him of his title, but if Alex Pereira, your light heavyweight champ who defended his title multiple times, is gonna come up to heavyweight and try to fight for triple champ status, it shouldn't be for triple champ status of an interim title. It should be for an actual title. It should be for an actual title. And I find by making him either win or lose that for that interim title, you're robbing him. You're robbing him of just an achievement. That's what I feel personally, because no matter what, if he wins, he won't be considered triple champ, and he wants that triple champ status that no one ever had in the UFC other than Amanda Nunes. But you get what I mean. Yeah, that's basically the wrap up, guys. Like I could say Bruno Ferreira versus Rodriguez, that ending the exact same way that it did previously, just swapping the roles, which was pretty cool to see. Like you know, both guys got their shot on each other. Good for both of them. There wasn't much about this event. There really wasn't. The UFC put on three mediocre cards in a row. If we're talking pay per view, in my opinion, they were all three of them were mediocre. You can't have an interim title headliner for your opening card with Paramount for your opening event with Paramount. I didn't like that. Then I didn't like Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez as a rematch. Didn't make sense. And now Holloway versus Oliveira. A BMF title should never headline a card. If you're gonna make a headline something, make a headline a fight night. Never a pay-per-view. This is a fake title. After all, it's not a real title. Yeah, that's been the wrap up. Thank you guys for watching the Fight Capital show, and I'll see you guys in the next one.